Assalamu alaikum fam, hope you're doing well. Say hi. Habanero's listening, she's doing her writing, but I'm reading in front of her, and she's going to learn with us some hadiths. Alright, so, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We're in the chapters of purification, okay? Chapter 6. Alright. Regarding the prohibition of facing the Qibla when defecating and urinating. Oh, in Al-Bukhari, I read that you have to look to the east or the west. Not facing your back and not looking towards it. Let's see what this one says. Abu Ayyub al-Ansari narrated that Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, said, "When one of you arrives to defecate, then let none of you face the Qibla while defecating, nor while urinating, and do not have your back towards it, but have it east of you or to your west of you." Sahih. Yes, I remembered. Okay. So, if you want to build your home from scratch, right? You want to have a contractor make it. It would be amazing if you found where your bathroom's gonna go and made sure that the way your toilet was facing was to the east or the west. That'd be very cool. Or remodel your bathroom. That'd be very cool. Pretty awesome. Abu Ayyub said, "We arrived in Al-Asham to find lavatories which were built facing the Qibla, so we would turn it from it, seeking Allah's forgiveness." Abu Isa said, "There are narrations on this topic from Abdullah bin al-Harith bin Jazi al-Zubaydi, Makil bin Abi al-Hatham, and it is said that he was Makil bin Abi Makil, and Abu Umama, Abu Huraira, and Sahil bin Hunayf." Abu Isa said, "The hadith of Abu Ayyub is the best thing on this topic and the most correct." Abu Ayyub's name is Khalid bin Zayd, and Azuri's name is Muhammad bin Muslim bin Ubaidullah bin Shihab Azuri. That's a really long name. And his kunya is Abu Bakr. Hey! Abu al-Walid al-Makki said, Abu Abdullah Muhammad bin Idris ash-Shaifi said, "The saying of the Prophet, peace be upon him, do not face the Qibla for defecation, nor for urination, nor turn your backs to it, only means in the desert. As for a lavatory that is constructed, there is an allowance to face it in that." Oh, okay, because it's not your fault. Oh, interesting. In the desert. Ishaq bin Ibrahim also said this. Ahmad bin Hanbal, may Allah have mercy upon him, said, "There is only an allowance from the Prophet, peace be upon him, to have one's back towards the Qibla. As for facing the Qibla, then it is not to be faced." Interesting. It is as if he did not hold the view that one could face the Qibla in the desert nor in the lavatory. Okay, cool. So you got two different perspectives there. Comments. Both facing and turning the back towards the Qibla is in an open place and in a desert are not allowed. However, both are allowed in an enclosure in the inhabited place. Imam Bukhari preferred the same view. Facing towards the Qibla is impermissible anywhere, and turning the back is allowed in an enclosure and in the inhabited place, but it is impermissible in an open place and in the desert. This is the opinion of Imam Abu Yusuf, and same is the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa too. Okay, look at this. Imam Abu Yusuf, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Bukhari. Okay, but how would you know where the Qibla is if you're walking around? Somebody should make a watch. Can always point to it. You know how the compass points to it? Someone should invent some type of, it always looks for it. Like a digital, instead of having an Apple Watch, you have a Qibla watch. And then it always points the direction wherever you are. That'd be pretty cool. Chapter 7. What has been related about the permission for that? Jabir bin Abdullah said, the Prophet, peace be upon him, prohibited us from facing the Qibla while urinating. Then I saw him facing it a year before he died. Hassan. There are narrations on this topic from Abu Qatada, Aisha, and Ammar bin Yasir. Abu Isa said, the hadith of Jabir on this topic is a Hassan Garib hadith. Comments. Jabir, may Allah be pleased with him, reported the action of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and this action probably took place due to a reason, or perhaps to show the permissibility. So it cannot be contrary to the previous mentioned saying of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Also, there is a rule that the saying of the Prophet, peace be upon him, gets precedence over his action. Interesting. Abu Qatada narrated that he saw the Prophet, peace be upon him, urinating while facing the Qibla. Qutayba narrated that to us. He said, Ibn Lahiya informed us, Jabir's hadith about the Prophet, peace be upon him, is more correct than the hadith from Ibn Lahiya. Ibn Lahiya is weak according to the scholars of hadith. He was graded weak by Yahya bin Sa'id al-Qattan and others due to his memorization. Hassan. Oh, interesting. Annotate that. Ibn Umar said, one day I climbed on Hafsa's house, and I saw the Prophet, peace be upon him, relieving himself while facing Asham, with his back toward the Kaaba, Sahih. Abu Isa said, this hadith is Hassan Sahih. Comments. The house of Allah, the Kaaba, is situated two in the south of Al-Madinah, and Baytul Maqdis, Jerusalem, in the north. So if the face is towards Baytul Maqdis, the back will be towards the house of Allah. This is also the action of the Prophet, peace be upon him, which cannot be contrary to his saying. So the south, Al-Madinah, to the north is Jerusalem, and Jerusalem is called Baytul Maqdis. See that? Chapter 8. What has been related about the prohibition of urinating while standing? Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, said, whoever narrated to you that the Prophet, peace be upon him, would urinate while standing, then don't believe him. He would not urinate except while squatting. He said, there are narrations on this topic from Umar, Buraidah, and Abdul Rahman bin Hassan. This is interesting because in American culture, men would get made fun of if they sat on the toilet to urinate. It was seen as feminine. Interesting. Maybe because it also splashes. Gets all over your feet, you know? Oh no, that's interesting. Very cool. The hadith of Aisha is the best thing narrated on this topic and the most correct. The hadith of Umar is only reported from the narration of Abdul Karim bin Abi al-Mukarrik from Nafi, from Ibn Umar, from Umar, who said, I saw the Prophet, peace be upon him, while I was urinating standing. So he said, O Umar, do not urinate while standing. So I did not urinate while standing afterwards. So the urinals in the bathroom, in like, let's say you go to the store, in the men's bathroom, there is the urinal. So if you're a Muslim man, you go in there, you should go in the stall instead, right? Instead of going to the urinal where they have like, they're all lined up and the men are all next to each other being squished. Abu Isa said, this hadith was only attributed to the Prophet, peace be upon him, in the narration of Abdul Karim bin Abi al-Mukarrik. He is weak according to the scholars of hadith. Oh, okay. Let's put a little thing next to that. Ayub as-Sakhtiyani graded him weak and criticized him. Interesting. Ubaidullah reported from Nafi from Ibn Umar, who said, Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, said, I have not urinated while standing since I accepted Islam. This is more correct than the hadith of Abdul Karim, and the hadith of Buraidah about this is not safe. And the meaning of the prohibition of urinating while standing is for discipline, not to make it unlawful. Indeed, it has been reported from Abdullah bin Masud that he said, among the loathsome things is urinating while you are standing. Okay. Interesting. So if you have a little boy, you gotta teach him that, right? Because the little boy, to get him to stand holding still can be a little difficult sometimes. So maybe it's like easier for him to learn while sitting faster, maybe, to potty train. I wonder. Maybe moms who have sons can let us know. Comments. It was the good habit of Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, that he would pass water in a squatting position. It is also the requisite of dignity, etiquette, and politeness. If he, peace be upon him, passed water while standing, just once, or because of an improper place, or just to show the permissibility of passing water while standing, it cannot be regarded as a habit. Imam Ahmad, Sa'id bin Musayyab, and Urwa bin Azubair allow urinating in a standing position, but it is apparent that his permission is only when there is no risk of urine touching the body and clothes. As Imam Malik said, oh cool, so yeah, I was kind of right. That is splashes, right? It's going to get on your body. Very cool. Chapter 9. What has been related about the permission for that? Hudayfa narrated, Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, came to a waste area used by people, so he urinated on it while standing. I brought him the water for wudu. Then I left to be away from him, but he called me until I was behind him. So he performed wudu, and I wiped masaha over his kuf, Sahih. Abu Isa said, I heard Al-Jarud saying, I heard Waqi narrating this hadith from Al-Amash. Then Waqi said, this is the most correct hadith reported from the Prophet, peace be upon him, about wiping over kuf. And I heard Abu Amar Al-Husayn bin Harus saying, I heard Waqi, then he mentioned a similar narration. Abu Isa said, like this was reported by Mansur and Ubaidah ad-Dabi from Abu Wa'il from Hudayfa, all similar to the narration of Al-Amash. Hamad bin Abu Sulaiman and Asim bin Bahdala reported it from Abu Wa'il from Al-Mughira bin Shuba from the Prophet, peace be upon him. But the hadith of Abu Wa'il from Hudayfa is more correct. There are those among the people of knowledge who have permitted urinating while standing. Abu Isa said, it was reported from Abida bin Amr as-Salamani by Ibrahim an-Nakhai, and Abida is one of the major Tabi'in. It is reported that Abida said, I accepted Islam before the Prophet, peace be upon him, died by 2 years. Ubaidah ad-Dabi, the companion of Ibrahim, is Ubaidah bin Mu'atib ad-Dabi, and his kunya is Abu Abdul Karim. Interesting. His kunya. Comments. The public garbage place is normally soft. There is no risk of splashing urine drops. So he, peace be upon him, did so because of a reason or just for the sake of showing permission and for the purpose of hiding himself. He, peace be upon him, indicated to Hudayfa to stand behind him. Oh, interesting. So make sure if someone's there with you, tell them to stand behind. Alright. This is very cool. Hope you learned something about purification.